the channel, I'm Dani Walker. Today's episode is all about Miss USA send-offs. If you enjoy content like this, please consider subscribing and hitting that notifications bell. Recently, we hit that 100,000 subscriber mark, and it's all because of you who support this channel every single week and share about it. So I have to say thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. If you want to know other ways to support the channel, you can also hit that super thanks button or check out the merch store. I need to say that I'm really excited about this episode because I know that a lot of my international friends don't understand quite what it's like to compete at Miss USA or at a huge pageant in the United States. In other countries, pageantry is huge, and I'm sure that the send-off parties for the contestants are massive, but it's not that way in the US. So I just wanted to show you kind of more behind the scenes thing that we don't pay attention to, but I feel like if we did pay attention to these things, if we did hype them up, then pageantry would continue to grow in the United States. I looked online and I was only able to find send-off party images and videos for not even half of the contestants at Miss USA this year. And that is because you are not required to have a send-off party. Not every state is going to have one. My year at Miss Montana USA, I did not have a send-off party for a few reasons. I didn't have a lot of family in the state. My aunt, who I'm sure would have come, was always busy and always working, so she wouldn't have been able to make it. And most of my friends lived about 6 hours away from me in another city, so it would have made sense for me to host my send-off party in that other city, but preparing for Miss USA is expensive, and those costs would have been out of pocket for me. Even the travel expense to go across the state and rent a car or book a flight over there, because Montana is the 4th largest state. We're really big, so that just really wasn't a great option for me, although I really wish I would have had a send-off party. I'm sad that I just didn't have the financial resources to do that. So I'm going to show you some of these send-off parties though. Sometimes they're put together by the contestants, their families. Sometimes the directors have a say and contribute to this. Sometimes the local community will rally around a contestant, but it's not quite as often as it would be in other international competitions. Since Miss USA and Miss Teen USA will be during the same week, the send-off parties for most of the contestants have been combined. Here we have Miss Alaska USA, and her party was hosted at the Lexington Spa. So I think that send-off parties also are a great way for businesses to get more people into their business, to learn about their services. I think it can be mutually beneficial for businesses and contestants. So I think that this was a really smart idea for her send-off party. The other really cool thing about these send-offs is that we get to see a little preview of the contestants and pretty much how they're going to look at Miss USA. So right here, I'm just looking at Miss Alaska. I think that the dress is great. It's sexy. You really can't go wrong with a little black dress. But the shoes, I think, are more appropriate for an evening look versus this type of cocktail look. So it's kind of like the dress is giving me summer fashion vibes, and then the shoes are giving me a little bit more fall. And then the styling of her hair, I think that it would have been better to style it in maybe a straight style or maybe slightly waved versus this style, which looks like it was rolled and brushed out. This to me is giving me a little bit more of Miss America vibes in terms of styling. No surprise to me that Arizona has a send-off party. I will say that I love the state director for Arizona. She is so sweet and supportive. I've actually spent a lot of time with her because I'm still very close with my Miss Arizona USA. This was so cute. So they had all of these cupcakes that were themed for her. They had little crowns on them. You can also see that they put together a step and repeat, a little red carpet, some photos of her. Her headshots were up. They even gifted her a Barbie of herself. Then you can see that there were a lot of friends and family and community members there to support her. They had very cute little signs for their step and repeat, "We love Miss Arizona," in order to encourage her and to really hype her up before she goes to Miss USA. So I loved this. The director of Delaware owns a family restaurant. So Delaware had this dual send-off party for their teen and their miss, and they hosted it at that restaurant. How perfect is that to have a director that happens to own a restaurant that can host you and cater for you? I would assume that this was all taken care of by Vincenza, the state director. I actually judged with her at Miss Earth USA. She is so sweet, and she's a former USA title holder. As you can see, Florida had a dual send-off party as well, and it looked like they brought in a lot of their sponsors here. I see Jorge Esteban, who was one of our sponsors when I was Miss Montana USA. He specializes in interview coaching. I see my sister queen, Hennessis, there to support her fellow Florida sister queens and to support that legacy. And I have to say, she shows up to so many pageants, and I love that about her. I love that she's continued to support the women in pageantry. I think that both of the queens looked stunning. Their outfits were very fun. The teen was a little bit more casual, but cute in her summertime jumpsuit. And then the Miss Florida, I have to say she's always very, very well styled. So this really cute silver cocktail dress does not surprise me. And I think she looked so beautiful in it. How cute is Georgia's send-off? There were sweet Georgia peaches there. They had this custom display for her. There were even floral centerpieces, okay? There was seriously some coordination that went into this, which doesn't surprise me because Georgia is very much a pageant state within the US. Pageants are very popular there. If you think that queens should have more send-off parties, comment party down below if you agree with me. I couldn't find that much from Iowa's send-off party, but you can see here's a dual party. We have our teen and our miss. I think that they both look beautiful, but I also feel like these outfits that they wear for their send-offs are indications of what they're gonna be wearing at Miss USA. So I do wish that I would have seen our Miss Iowa because she's so beautiful. I wish that we would have seen her a bit more dressed up or just taken a little bit more of a risk with her outfit. Of course, a black two-piece set is always classic, but I feel like it was safe for the send-off. Louisiana's send-off looked so upscale. It looked like a society community event. Look at this venue. Clearly it was held in this very vintage looking old-time themed bar, restaurant, venue. I don't know, but it just looked class. It was so classy and I loved it. I would love an invite next year. Maine and Massachusetts have the state directors, so they had a quadruple send-off party with the teens and the miss. And what it looks like here to me is that this is held at somebody's house. I would assume maybe this is their director's house or maybe this is the home of one of the title holders or their family members. Either way, it was giving me hometown vibes and I liked that. Just being surrounded by the people that truly support you is beautiful. They had cute cakes. I like the USA balloons that they threw in there as well. Okay, Mississippi is another state where pageants are popular. Look at this queen. She showed up in a gown. They had a balloon display, this charcuterie. Oh my goodness, I would have been there the whole night at that charcuterie board. And then also just the lighting setup that they created for her. This was beautiful. This was very well thought out. And this was another one that I would love to be invited to. So this looks like a great time. Look at that cake. Just look at that cake. Look at the crown on it. Oh, Mississippi, you're one lucky gal. New Hampshire's send-off, also something I would love to go to. Anything by the water, give me anything coastal. And so her venue, clearly by the water. I actually recognized one of my own clients in here that went to this, and also one of my sister queens from Miss USA, Miss Virginia USA 2018. She attended and took photographs for Miss New Hampshire USA. By the way, yeah, follow Ashley, my sister queen, on social media. She's amazing with social media management, hair, makeup, and photography. Shout out to her. But Miss New Hampshire looked so beautiful here. I loved seeing her in this white, and I love just seeing her happy and surrounded by everybody that's supportive of her. Honestly, this look of her in this send-off really gives me high hopes for her. I feel like this is the best that I have seen her look on social media. I like this look for her. She looks stunning. I feel like the other time that she looked like this would be the night of crowning, so I hope she keeps this up for competition. New Jersey, look at her with the balloon arch. These send-offs, some of them, oh my gosh, they are worthy of like an engagement party, a bachelorette party, or whatever people do when they get engaged. It kind of gives me these bridal vibes when we see those super cute arches, pampas grass everywhere, all of that. New Jersey has it, and she seems so sweet. Loved seeing her family here with her. This was a beautiful send-off. I'm not sure where New Mexico had her send off, but it looks like it's in some sort of restaurant. She had this with her teen, and I couldn't find that many photos of it, but they look like they had a great time, and she did a great post thanking everybody that came out to show their support. I found this video footage of Rhode Island's send off, and I love that she showed up in a gown too. Why not? Why not? It's your night, it's your send off, be fabulous. She even walked up on this little stage, spoke to people, said hello. I think that that's so great. It's something that we see a lot more of in international pageantry where they make more of an event of it. They make more of a show of it, and I want to see more of that. How cute is South Dakota's send-off? Oh my goodness. This is like influencer central. Wherever they hosted this, I just feel like it was so Instagrammable. Honestly, if I were her, I would have taken more photos. I would have posted them. Overall though, I do think that she is pretty good on social media. She's so photogenic and I really enjoyed her posts. So this venue makes a lot of sense for her. That's it. Those were all the send-off parties that I could find when I filmed this episode. Thank you for tuning into this one. If you want to keep up with my Miss USA coverage, then please subscribe and hit that notifications bell. And if you want to see my other recent episodes about Miss USA, I'll link them right here for you. Thanks for joining me for this episode, and I hope to see you soon.